The engine screams. The wind lashes against your face as if the air itself wants to drive you away. Below you, an army sinks into the mud, trenches twisting through the landscape like scars. Above you waits the enemy, unseen, but dangerously close. You're sitting in a flimsy wooden frame, barely faster than a car. No parachute, no way back. If the engine fails, that's it. If a bullet hits, you're fire and smoke. This is not the sky as you know it. This is a new battlefield, a place where courage, madness, and technology collide thousands of meters above the earth. In 1914, as Europe bursts into flames, airplanes are little more than experiments, fragile constructions of wood, fabric, and wire. Militarily? For most generals, they're a sideshow, almost laughable. But the war will prove them wrong. Modern warfare strangles old strategies in the mud. Cavalry charges collapse under machine gun fire. Maneuvers end in stalemate. The front hardens. And suddenly, above this chaos, eyes appear. Aircraft take on their first crucial role. Observation. What remains hidden on the ground becomes visible from the air. British pilots at Mons spot a German flanking maneuver and give warning in time. An entire army escapes encirclement. At the Marne, aerial observers reveal gaps in the German line, enabling a counterattack that halts the advance. Within weeks, it's clear, whoever controls the sky controls the flow of information. And in trench warfare, information is deadly valuable. At first, enemy pilots meet one another with an almost chivalrous restraint. High above the horrors of the trenches, a strange etiquette develops, a wave, a quick salute, and then each goes their separate way. But this polite air doesn't last. The war soon imposes its ruthless law on the skies. Whoever holds air superiority decides who lives and dies on the ground below. Pilots begin shooting at each other with pistols and rifles. One even rams an enemy plane, the first recorded aerial victory, which also costs him his life. These early dogfights are chaotic, improvised, driven by courage, instinct, and desperation. But one thing is obvious. Handheld weapons can't win a war in the air. A new weapon is needed, the machine gun. Yet that invention presents engineers with a problem that seems almost unsolvable. The wings are too fragile. Mounting a gun above the propeller is awkward. Mounting it beside is dangerous. It fires through the spinning blades. British designers experiment with pusher planes, placing the propeller behind the pilot. But these aircraft suffer from poor aerodynamics and low speed. Neither side has a satisfying solution. Not yet. In the spring of 1915, the balance shifts. French pilot Roland Garros experiments with steel plating on his propeller to deflect bullets. It's risky but ingenious, and he scores several kills before a forced landing delivers both him and his aircraft into German hands. His machine falls into the possession of Dutch-German engineer Anthony Fokker. In a matter of weeks, he develops a precise synchronization gear, an innovation that links the machine gun directly to the propeller, allowing it to fire in the split seconds between the spinning blades. On July 1, 1915, Lieutenant Kurt Wintgens achieves the first confirmed aerial victory with this new technology. It marks the beginning of a short but decisive phase. The Fokker Eindecker gives Germany uncontested dominance in the sky for months. Allied reconnaissance aircraft have almost no chance. This period soon becomes infamous as the Fokker Scourge. The Allies scramble to respond. New designs are rushed into production, stopgap solutions tested in combat. French pilots rely on Lewis machine guns mounted above the wings. British engineers persist with pusher aircraft. But none of these measures immediately restore balance. The turning point comes when a downed German plane is recovered behind Allied lines. Engineers examine the captured synchronization gear, replicate it, and soon improve upon it. Within months, a technological arms race unlike anything seen before takes shape. Each new innovation shifts the balance until the other side counters it. On the ground, the war stagnates in frozen trench lines. But above, a dynamic duel of engineering, courage and precision rages. For the pilots, the enemy is not their only danger. Simply flying is a constant gamble. The planes are fragile, engines are unreliable, the constructions themselves are prone to failure. Training accidents claim more lives than many air battles. Conditions in the sky are almost unimaginable today. At high altitudes, the air thins. Lack of oxygen causes dizziness or unconsciousness. Temperatures plunge to -30 degrees. Pilots have no pressure suits, no heated cockpits, just leather, wool, and their nerve. The castor oil used in engines creates fumes that act as a laxative, pushing many pilots to their physical limits mid-flight. The noise is deafening. After long missions, ringing ears and hearing loss are common. But the greatest fear is fire. Fuel tanks are mounted above the engine. A single hit can turn the aircraft into a blazing inferno. Parachutes are rare and often unreliable. Many pilots carry revolvers, not to fight, but to make their own decision in the worst moment. Some choose to jump without one. The sky is no place of heroism. It's a place where every flight is a dance on the razor's edge. Beyond the fighters, two other shapes come to define the war in the air: tethered balloons and Zeppelins. Observation balloons serve as stationary watchtowers. Anchored high above the front lines, they give their crews an unmatched view of the battlefield. Telephone lines and radio links allow them to direct artillery fire with deadly precision. Militarily, they're invaluable. Yet they're also floating bombs. Filled with hydrogen, a single incendiary bullet can transform them into massive explosions. Balloon-busting missions rank among the most dangerous of the war. Attacking pilots must dive through intense anti-aircraft fire and expect enemy fighters to be waiting. Many never return. Zeppelins represent the strategic dimension of air warfare. These enormous airships can reach entire cities far behind the front. For the first time, bombs fall on distant population centers. Early German raids on British cities trigger panic. A new form of warfare is born. But Zeppelins are vulnerable. Once ignited, they become flying coffins. Before long, their role shifts toward naval reconnaissance, while bomber aircraft take over their strategic function. 4 years after the war begins, the sky has been utterly transformed. Those fragile reconnaissance planes of 1914 have become complex, specialized weapons of war. German Fokker D7s with powerful BMW engines dominate through agility and firepower. Britain's Sopwith Snipe relies on twin Vickers machine guns and rugged design. Aircraft now support ground troops, bomb strategic targets, conduct night patrols, and operate at sea. While the front lines on the ground remain frozen, the air has become the true arena of innovation. The war has opened a new dimension, one that no one in 1914 could have fully imagined. In just a few years, the sky evolves from experimental sideshow to the deadliest stage of the war. And the men who strap themselves into those fragile machines become both witnesses and victims of the birth of a new era of warfare.